you'd like to register for the webinar, it is at customerbloom.com/webinar. Again, customerbloom.com/webinar. And that webinar will be on Thursday, February 1st at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So please put it in your schedule, and we'll see you on the webinar. Again, customerbloom.com/webinar.
Hey, it's Matt Coffey here, and I've got an exciting announcement for the upcoming event we're going to be putting on. We're going to be having a webinar dedicated for medical professionals, for medical practice professionals. We're going to be covering a lot of great material for 2018. And this is sort of the 2018 primer to get your practice up and running for marketing in 2018, for really having a process to help you think through what you're doing with your spends and your campaigns and things you're going to have to consider as we move through the evolution of this digital world we're all sort of growing into, and how to use the best practices. What's great about this is it's going to cover the same exact things that are covered in the book I'm coming out with next month in February of 2018, which is the Ultimate Guide to Medical Practice Marketing. We've had a lot of experience in working with different practitioners and solved a lot of problems that were roadblocks and had a lot of good success stories. And we'll go through some of those success stories in the webinar. Now, the most important thing for you to take out of this quick little refresher of what's going to be in the webinar, and I hope you sign up for this because it's super exciting to be able to put all this content together and have a session to really do a deep dive into how to build revenue and practices through our profit engines model. But the key here is actually to execute and to have a plan. So we're going to be going through not only the learnings and the methodologies, but to help form a plan. So whether you use an agency or you do this on your own, or you hire someone who might be a third party to help you support your strategy, we're going to give you some of the best practices that we've found in running hundreds, if not thousands, of campaigns across the country, and especially here in the United States, working with a lot of local providers to support them in their growth. And we've seen extensive growth in some of the campaigns that we've initiated with clients. There's a lot of profit to be made if you do it right. So here's the topics that we're going to cover, so you're aware of what's going to be in the webinar. The first thing we're going to talk about is the website. And really what's important is understanding the mobile-first architecture that's built into really today's strategy. Everybody is using their handheld device much like a television set in the 1980s and 90s. It's the center point of most people's attention. So you want to think about that. We want to use best practices around that and using conversional topics that get people to click buttons. Simplicity is the rage today because people are so short-termed in their thinking that we want to give them instant gratification on the site. So we really will help you look at some of the sites, especially the ones that we've built, and go through why we built the structure as is and why they're converting better than complicated, outdated websites from years ago that had a lot more unintuitive parts to it. You really have to think process and simplicity today. The number two thing we're going to go through is today's SEO, or search engine optimization, being found on the maps and being found in your local area for your practice. Critical components today. Now, lots changed, especially in the last couple of years, on how Google treats businesses. So you have to think about the things that are going to make sense and keep you out of trouble, because that's one of the things that you need to also know, is that there is negative SEO. There's things that affect your rankings in your local area by potentially doing things maybe just not the right way, or things that were done in the past. So we're going to help you understand what you should be doing today to prevent problems and to clear blockages out of the way in the SEO world. The next thing we're going to be talking about is thinking through the most important and critical aspect of your practice today, which is running good, solid ad strategy in Google pay-per-click or Bing. Those clicks that are coming through in pay-per-click are hot and ready to go. We've built processes to make people get through those funnels, those sales funnels that are really built into Google's pay-per-click algorithm, and get you in to a place where your customer or your patient's journey is actually brought right through that zero moment of truth, as they call it. When someone clicks on an ad, do they get to the right landing page, and do they have an offer that converts? Really thinking through the process of, if you're going to be running ads, how to structure offers correctly so that people will take action. The number 4 thing we're going to be doing, and probably what is now becoming the most important thing for a lot of new practices, is running a social media campaign. Now, social ads are right now one of the most important things to do, especially Facebook and Instagram. They need to be covered in a strategy because of 3 things. It's your reputation as a practitioner to have a growing base of customers who are aware of you in your local community. Number 2, you want to make sure you're touching people where they are. If people are on their phone all day, they're not in Google the whole time. They're on their social media channels looking at their friends, and your ads can be running right next to them. And number 3, and probably the most important thing, is retargeting. So once someone touches one of your ads, you can continue to retarget them over and over again. These most important aspects of social media marketing are coming through today as one of the most critical things behind strict paid ads in Google. The number 5 thing that we consider very important, especially for doctors, is reputation. Your reputation is everything when it comes to your peers, and it's also the reputation online that people are going to first look at before they make a decision in making an appointment. They may come to you at first, but then they go and look, and that's the most important aspect of your reputation marketing, is to make sure all of your reputation is covered in all the different channels: Google, Facebook, sometimes even Yelp, health grades, the list goes on and on, but making sure that you think through the process of how you're capturing those reviews and making sure that they're positive. And then when you do get a negative, what do you do about it? The next thing, the 6th thing, is to really think through video marketing. Just like what you're watching today with this video, video marketing is today the most important medium that's out there, because people are spending time on video more than anything else, because it enters all senses. It gives you tactical from looking at someone's actual movement, it gives you audible, and it gives you visual. So those are the things that really bring the senses together, and that's why video is the king of all media for advertising, whether it's in Facebook, Google, YouTube. All of the activity we're really pointing our customers is to create small windows of time with real good video that's realistic and not planted or commercial-like, but real-life stuff that creates conversion. The next thing, and most important to us as a core competency of what we provide as part of our Profit Engines program, is email marketing. Really, the concept of thinking through a landing page, an offer, an email captured, and then sending emails out to that potential patient or client to come back to you because you provided them with either an offer or another piece of information that got them through the funnel. It's really something that's been tried and true through the entire aspect of internet marketing, and now it's becoming part of the whole labyrinth of how you create a really good marketing program that covers all of the items that are available, all the assets that you want to bring to your 2018 marketing campaign. And really the last thing I want to say is that when we really start to work with customers and we really win over their hearts, they see, and you'll see in this webinar, is the final piece, which is putting it all together, right? The automation combining with your actual campaigns and assets all together in one solid campaign. What I'd recommend is, if that is the only thing you watch, at the very end, come for that section alone. You can get to all of these pieces and learn all these pieces, but putting it together and understanding all the mechanisms and leveraging every one of those assets is really where you get a quantum leap in your marketing. So stay for the education, the information, the tips, the tidbits, but really at the end, the goal is to understand how it all works together and bring that through as your 2018 plan. So I'm excited to see you. The webinar is going to be coming up. Information's here.
If you'd like to register for the webinar, it is at customerbloom.com/webinar. Again, customerbloom.com/webinar. And that webinar will be on Thursday, February 1st at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So please put it in your schedule, and we'll see you on the webinar. Again, customerbloom.com/webinar.